with our high school tips, advice, everything like that I figured out what worked for me with a service dog on campus, and just things that I figured would be good as far as anybody that's new to taking their dog on campus, and things that you should be prepared for or things that you should know. Alright, so first off is be prepared for all of the questions. So you're going to get questioned from friends, you're going to get questioned from teachers, from administrators, from random people at school, everything like that. It's gonna happen no matter what. Next is be prepared for rude people. So this is just rude peers. This is going to be rude adults that aren't going to realize how much it benefits you. Everything like that. So just to be prepared for all of the rude negative comments, and don't take it to heart. It's from uneducated people that don't understand how much your service dog really does help you. Alright, and if you see me like looking down, it's because I have notes here so I don't forget anything. Alright, so next is more of a tip, but it's get your stuff together the night before. So for me with Aries, he's still a puppy, so I like to exercise him before we go to school. And it's not because he's going to act out if he doesn't get exercise, because there were quite a few mornings where I didn't get to exercise him and he still performed perfectly, but it's just because I know that it benefits him. You know, I loved doing it before it got hot out, before, you know, I came home and was so tired from school that I just wanted to lay down and take a nap, everything like that. And since I needed to exercise him, I didn't want to have to worry about making sure I had the vest I wanted picked out, the harness I wanted, you know, the cape. I didn't want to worry about having to, you know, make sure I had treats. I don't want to worry about poop bags, you know, everything like that. So I really suggest just getting it together the night before and setting it in a pile by the door. Like with him, we just put it on top of his crate and all was good. And I could just grab it on the go, you know, run it out the door without worrying about if I was forgetting something. Alright, so next is, I did mention, is this exercising your dog before school. This isn't necessary with Belle. I never did it because she was old and she didn't need it, and school actually tired her out a lot. But with Aries, like, he doesn't need it either, but it's something that benefited him. He really enjoyed it. He really appreciated it. He loved getting the extra run time, fetch, anything like that before he had to go in and work. It's up to you if you want to, but I do highly suggest it for younger dogs. Alright, so next is you need to remember there's going to be good days, but also bad days. Your dog is going to have days where they're not performing to the standard that you expect them to. So this could be not wanting to settle down correctly, not wanting to tuck all the way under your desk or lay beside it. This could be, you know, just being a bit mouthy. It could be a whine. It could be not healing correctly, anything like that. And you can't tear yourself up about it, because you have to remember it's a dog. They have their own mindset. It's not a robot. Alright, no matter how perfectly trained they are, no matter if you have a program dog or if you have an owner trained dog, you know, nothing like that is going to prevent it. It's a dog. They will have bad days, and you can't like tear yourself up over it. Alright, so next is you need to take bathroom breaks. So even if your dog's trained to hold it all day, you know, with Belle, she could last the entire school day, but I still took her out at least once a day, usually more than that. You know, this can be time to make sure that they pee, to poop, to just go out and play, just anything. It's some off time and a break. You know, it's not something that your dog may need. It's not something you like feel that they need, but it is something that is nice to give, and I do highly suggest. With Aries, I actually took him out for the first week or two that he was there. I took him out in between every single class period, and that was because I didn't want him to get overwhelmed. With Belle, I did the same thing when she first came, and then slowly eased up because I realized she really wasn't playing, she wasn't getting stressed, she wasn't having to go to the bathroom, and we ended up just doing one break in the middle of the day and then after school, and she was happy. With him, I gave him 2 breaks that he did pee and then 1 where he could poop, and that worked for us. It just depends on your dog. And then he did get playtime as well. Be prepared for lots of flyby petting. So this means just random people in the hall coming up and grabbing your dog, running their hand on their back. in class, they'll put their hand down without you noticing. Be prepared for them yanking their tail. I know with Belle, she actually stopped keeping, she usually walks with her tail like up at the arc, the husky like curve. I know that's not just huskies, but that's the stereotypical breed that's known for it. And she would just walk with it hanging down. She wasn't upset. She wasn't like, it wasn't I don't enjoy working, because she'd still wag her tail. It was just she wanted to try and keep it protected from getting pulled. And what worked for us was we actually ended up leaving classes 5 minutes early, but that was just our school allowed it. My teachers were okay with it, but I know not every school is going to say, oh yeah, that's fine, because that is educational time. So the next thing is oh, it's a puppy, oh, it's a cute dog, oh my god, I didn't know there was a dog there, all of that. You're gonna get it constantly. We had kids screaming across the cafeteria, puppy, and this was high school seniors doing this, so don't think it goes away. Just be prepared for it, know it's gonna happen. The next thing is a lot of you were fine last year, you didn't need this dog before, well, what happened to you? You're gonna get a lot of those comments because people don't understand. They don't know that it took you, 6 months to 2 years to train your dog. They don't know that, if you got a program dog, they don't know you were on a wait list for 2 or 3 years and then another however long it took you to get your dog. They don't know that this stuff happened and it's been wrong with you. They don't know that things can progressively get worse or anything like that, because nobody really understands unless they're suffering from the same thing as you are. And even then, symptoms can be different. So I know that there were other people on campus that had POTS, and it was well known that Aries was there for POTS, but that doesn't mean that they understood why I needed him. And I got a lot of, well, I have it too, and I don't need a dog. All right, so just be prepared for a lot of that. The next thing is people being scared of your dog. This wasn't just with Aries, who to some people can look mean and scary, even though he's a big teddy bear. This was also with Belle, who, is a marshmallow and literally looks like a snowball. It's just people are scared of dogs. It happens. There could be trauma in their past. There were people that were scared of Belle that weren't scared of Aries. There were people that were scared of Aries but weren't scared of Belle. It just depends on the person. It depends on the dog. And just, don't be taken aback by it. Don't think it's anything bad with your dog. It's just, people, and it could also be for attention. Alright, so the next thing is you're going to have to take care of 2. It's not just you now. You have to take care of yourself and the dog. On top of that, you also need to carry all of the supplies for the dog. So you need to carry everything that you need, as well as carrying everything that your dog needs. And if, you forget something for yourself or your dog, then, that can put you in a hole. And if you forget something for yourself, you can usually get it at school, like somebody else is going to have it. But if you forget something for your dog, unless you're lucky and have another handler on campus, then there's probably no way for you to get it. So you just have to keep that in mind, that you're taking care of basically two people, you and basically a child, so decide if that's worth it as far as that goes. And then this one is it depends on your teacher, but you have to explain to teachers as well as like administration. A lot of times I got teachers that were, I don't want a dog in my classroom. Well, you don't have a way around it. Like, my dog's here, I'm in your class, I'm not able to switch classes. We don't learn to appreciate it. But it's a lot of, well, what happened? Like, the email said that you have this. Well, what caused you to develop it? One of my things with Aries is PTSD. Well, what caused you to get PTSD at such a young age? Well, I don't feel comfortable sharing that. Well, then you must not have it. You're going to have a lot of the uppity teachers, a lot of the teachers that want explanations, anything like that. And just be prepared to give really shallow answers, all right? And if they have a problem with it, then just take it to your principal. A lot of them are going to be helpful, and if they're not, then try other administrators, counselors, vice principals, assistant principals, anybody else on campus that you trust. All right, up next, I have taking sudden breaks in class. So this is if your dog suddenly gets sick, manages to eat something off the ground without you noticing and gets sick, and you have to like rush them outside, or the dog randomly has to pee because they drank too much water, or just anything like that. Be prepared to have to talk to your teacher and let them know that there are going to be moments where you're going to have to rush out of the classroom because your dog needs help, right? Or your dog needs something, just anything like that. There's going to be just sudden moments, and this can be a downside and an upside as far as that goes, because maybe you don't want to sit there for the whole hour-long class, and it can be, oh hey, my dog needs to go outside, can I leave 10 minutes early, anything like that. I don't suggest it, I don't condone it, but I know people will still do it. Alright, next is you have to remember there's going to be days where your dog gets sick, and you're going to have to attend school without them. With that, you're going to get a lot of questions, and I mean a lot. I know there was a day where Belle got sick, she had to be taken to the vet by my grandparents, and I had to attend school without her, and that actually started up a rumor that I was faking my service dog because I didn't need her for a day. Well, it wasn't that I didn't need her, it was that her health needs to be taken care of as well. And that's something you do have to keep in mind, is you have to be prepared for rumors, you have to be prepared for gossip, for comments, and just have a second way to cope. I know it's never going to be, if you have a service dog, then there's probably not any other method that's going to completely keep your disabilities under control, but have a way that you can keep them moderately controlled. So that's, make sure you have emergency medicine, talk to the nurse, talk to the counselor, and have a backup plan. So this is your second option, and it's basically what were you doing before you got your service dog. And if it comes down to it, have a trusted adult, a parent, an aunt, a grandparent, anything like that, that your parents trust as well, that is, able to come pick you up early. I don't know how many days where we were in the transition from Belle to Aries, so there were weeks where I'd have to attend school without a dog, and I'd leave school early 3 out of 5 days or 4 out of 5 days, and it was because my grandma doesn't work, and she was able to come pick me up. And it was just because my health was getting too bad for me to keep controlled without alerts and responses to it because of everything that was going on. So it genuinely just depends on what you need to do, alright? And you need to, weigh pros and cons as far as taking your service dog on campus with you. So I hope this helps anybody that's getting ready for high school, junior high, elementary school, middle school, anything like that with your service dog. I hope this really, was some advice. If there's anything I missed, go ahead and leave it down below for anybody that wants, some extra advice, or if there's anything that you think that I should have addressed or that you want answered as far as my experience with a service dog on campus, you can comment down below, or you can go ahead and message me on Instagram. That's going to be, I'm going to leave like my username in the description box below. I also do have an email that's there. It is supposed to be only for business purposes. I do prefer that it is kept for just business purposes. But if you don't have an Instagram and you don't feel comfortable commenting down below, please note that in your email and I will answer. Alright, so that's all for this video. Please like and subscribe. Leave any, video suggestions or anything that you'd like to see down below, and I will try and film them. I'll be filming at least, or uploading one video for like every day this week. It's going to be all back to school themed, so everything that has to do with school, and that's going to be high school and college. So I am preparing to move into college end of this week,